All right, so we got our golden cross. We're getting up here. Our bogey was 2,900. We're filling some gaps in the chart. Do we go to new highs before we pull back? I don't know. There will be a pullback. Most likely it's going to be next week. Most likely it's going to be a slight pullback. And most likely it's going to be another buying opportunity. All right. With that said, stay long. So let's look at a couple things here. First of all, here is our 40-day uptrend in here, right? We went, let's just point it out here. We went an uptrend right here. What did we have? We had MACD bull cross right there. And we had a bull flag, another bull flag, another bull flag, and we got paid. Then we got knocked out of trend. If you remember, I went, I think it only had 30% long market exposure when we got knocked out. And then what happened? I got aggressively long again. We got knocked out of trend, went down to 30% long market exposure. That Friday, actually, there's the Friday. Friday, what did I do? I bought spider calls, I bought UDOW. We had rules to engagement, and then we just went into a 6-day uptrend, and we've gotten paid fat. I mean, just really fat. We have down here, we have our MACD bull cross, so that's confirming. So once again, we're heading into a week where we have odds. Let's just call it 60-40 odds. Odds are there should be at least some sort of slight pullback, maybe touch the 10 SMA. What do we have also coming up? We have earnings season. That's not the time we want to be aggressive putting on new trades. We want to be riding our winners into earnings. And if we are options traders, holding the winning trade, just risking the house's money. Profits only. We don't want to risk principal into event risk. It's not how we trade. We don't trade economic numbers. We don't trade non-farm payroll. We don't trade earnings. We don't trade event risk. So do not put on anything new, any new position, a couple days before earnings, 1 or 2 days. Sometimes I might miss something and let me know if it's on the ESFL and I missed the earnings date. But right now, we're not going to pick the top. We're going to ride the trend like we always do. We're going to ride it. All right, so let's look at the NASDAQ. Oh, by the way, let's flip real fast because we always talk about the higher time frame and why we stayed long during that last, I typed in the wrong symbol there, that last pullback. Because the weekly time frame, along with our historical chart pattern comparison, was saying stay long versus your stops. Now, I only stayed 30% long market exposure. Then when we had rules to engage in it last Friday, I went ultra long again. Here's the weekly, 10 through the 50. We hit with this uptrend. MACD's bullish. Everything's bullish. We're above the 10 SMA. We're in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-week uptrend on the higher time frame. So there's nothing on here that indicates a significant pullback is coming. However, we are heading into the week before OPEC, so we have to keep an open mind for maybe 1, maybe 2% pullback if we even pull back. We're not going to predict it. We're not going to predict tops. If we see a pullback, we hold the 10 SMA, we're going to look to reload on that support if we have to rules to engage, and we'll look for leadership on the way back up. Okay, so let's look at the NASDAQ. This has been our price projected zone now for many weeks. Actually, going back to February, I put that zone in because I thought we'd come and fill these gaps and slot back and forth. And this is exactly what we did. During this time frame, it's been great to be long the QQQ. It's been great to be long some FANG stocks, and we've hit it out of the park. Look at the 90% club. So there's nothing to indicate we're toppy here, other than the fact that we're obviously heading into the week before OPEC. So let's look at oil futures. They continue to grind. They're very slow. 10 through the 200 SMA is coming. MACD is very slow. When we flip to that sector, the XLE, yeah, this has been very difficult to trade because it's sandwiched between moving average. There's no momentum. Is it looking good right now? It is. But, we're probably going to hit the 200 SMA. So maybe some stocks might be setting up in that sector. When we look at financials, we pointed out this wedge pattern. It's on the website what the wedge pattern is. And we're right slightly in the middle of a wedge with MACD's bullish. So can we get back up to the top of the wedge, 27.5? Absolutely. But reminder, we do have earnings season coming, so keep that in mind. IWM, small caps continue to grind. They're right at the 200 SMA. They might play catch up. I do like to see this leading. It's bullflagging above the 200 SMA. We do have that golden cross coming on the transports. That's a very good sign. IBBs and it's similar wedge as the financials. We're just sort of grinding right above the middle of the wedge, MACD bull cross. So we'll continue to look for stocks that are showing relative strength in that sector. UDOW, we hit it out of the park with this. I went long UDOW here at 85 and change. And that's just a massive move right there. So pay yourself, scale, hold on to some, triple long. The Dow is paying. I posted that on Friday that I got long. It was a week ago. Gold, yeah, we got gaps down below. This does not look great. I don't know if it's a great short setup. There's just not a lot of momentum. I would just avoid it for right now. Bonds, it's trying to fill these gaps. I'm bullish bonds over the next 6 months. We've had some nice trade in bonds. For a new trade here, I just wouldn't touch it.